Hi, everyone. I'm Jilly Briggs with the Subject Press, and this morning I am speaking with two amazing new authors, Nicole Shay and Jamie Pennington. How are you ladies doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Jilly. This is Jamie.
I'm doing great. This is Nicole.
Oh, it's very nice to make your acquaintance. Now, I know that you both co-authored a new book right now, an intriguing new novel called Stone, A Meeting on the Battlefield. And I do happen to have your new novel in hand as we speak. And I've been doing my best just to try to read through it and skim through it. And I'm actually very intrigued. I've got a little bit of an idea of some of the characters on that. Now, how long did it take you to write this book? Because, it's a pretty big book. So I'm just wondering, how long did that take you to collaborate?
It took us about 7 months, I would say, altogether to actually write the book. And then, of course, the editing process took us a good 2 or 3 weeks afterwards.
Okay, well, that's a pretty decent time. What about, say, for the characters? Now, what were your inspiration for those characters? Again, I got the feel of some of them already for, Carrie and the Dario character and what's going on in that cartel. But can you kind of tell us what was your inspiration for these? How did you come up with these characters, or is it something that you've always had in your mind?
Nicole, do you want to answer that one first?
It actually was kind of, Jamie and I we go back a long way, and we've actually written a lot of things together in the past. And our main interest is in the crime verses. So these characters were pretty much inspired. They've been a long time coming, a long time in the making, I guess you could say. With Dario, he's a mafia boss, and he runs most of Las Vegas. And Carrie is becomes his sidekick later in the book. She actually works for an underground agency known as The Grid, and she goes in and saves and protects young children and women from human trafficking. So they kind of collide in Vegas together. The characters were really inspired off our passion to write crime and come up with different scenarios. We love the action because there's a lot of action in this book. It was really fun to write.
Nice, very nice. And what about you, Jamie? What was the inspiration for you? Did you also have this, like she said, something that's always been there, like a long time in the making for you as well?
I would say yes. We have written together in a creative writing forum now for, I guess I would say, 10 years. And we've always worked our characters around mafia-based storylines. Dario is actually the son of one of my very old characters. I would say really Carrie inspired his personality within the book because we kind of just go off of each other. And, she's a very strong character. She's very strong for women, I think. She's not a damsel in distress. She's Dario's equal in everything that they do, and it makes them a really dynamic duo.
Oh, I thought that was fantastic. I got that right off the bat with her character, too. You could tell that she was a very take charge. You could tell right off the bat she had that very take charge attitude, and just everything she did, and just immediately talking back with her boss who brings her the new assignment, and just I like that character because I do like to see strong women. We don't have too many strong women figures out there as far as characters in books and things like that. Of course you have the comic heroes and everything, but this is different, so this is kind of based a little more in fantasy, but a real life type of fantasy. So yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Now, with all of this, so obviously writing is something that you guys have done for a long time. Is this and you said you've written before, Dario was the son of an old character from other books. So do you have previous books to this, or is this your first novel maybe together?
Well, this is actually our first novel that we've written together. We have many, many writings together of these past characters. We did never put them into book format, but that's not saying that we will not come out with a prequel to the Stone series.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that would be cool. Good, interesting story before that. And now, I know you both are in different states. Nicole, you're in California, and Jamie, you're in a different state completely, West Virginia. Is that correct?
Yeah.
from each other. Well, how does that work then? How do you collaborate and write such a long novel when you guys are in completely different states with a whole different time zone? How do you work that out?
I'll answer that one. You know what? A lot of technology, thank God for technology. And sometimes, many nights, being up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, Dario's going to go here. Carrie's going to do this. It's just technology is wonderful. We were collaborate with the computer and set everything up, through different sites and stuff that we were able to use and construct our book on. So you got to love technology.
Very nice. Yeah, because I wondered how that worked. I was like, this is a really big novel, but if they're in different states, it's just like you got to wonder how they were able to just, really come together on that. And that's why I also wondered, how long that took you to write, considering, you are not next to each other and you can't really, see each other in that manner. But, yeah, you're right. Technology is wonderful. Skyping is awesome, so that's great. Now, on this novel, yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to add one little thing. Also, Jamie and I, we've been very close friends for going on 10, 11 years now, and we have not met one time in person. That's, and we've collaborated on this book together, and we haven't had the chance to actually get on the plane and, meet somewhere and actually meet one another.
Wow. Well, then that reunion is long overdue. So
yes.
If this novel into a miniseries or HBO or somebody comes and picks it up, then we'll all have to get together.
That'd be great.
That's right.
That's a friendship to be able to still collaborate so well together like that and never really being face to face. So I think that shows that you have a really good collaboration and a good friendship and authorship going. I'm intrigued to finish reading it. Again, I've only had it actually several days. I do have the book in hand. It's only been several days, but I carried it everywhere with me so I could read as much as I could and scan as much as I could, and I am interested in, getting to the end of it. I will definitely read through the end. Now, is this going to be something that is a continuation series because it is a long novel with a lot of characters in it, or is this in itself its own storyline from start to finish?
I guess I'll answer first. The first novel is actually very, very long. We did not realize how long it was until we actually published it. We do have a second volume that we are currently working on. We're about halfway through it. It's not going to be as voluminous as the first book. I could see, 2 or 3 books coming out of this one single storyline, and then after that we might do some different things.
Nice, very nice. Well, yeah, you have enough characters definitely to continue it on and have several stories out of it. So, that was obvious right off the bat. And again, it is intriguing. You start off in a very dramatic way that pulls you in. So I like that because I did get sucked in kind of quickly into the book. So because it starts off in a very dramatic scene, and I love that. I thought that was a really good grabber, And also, the illustration. I thought the illustration on the cover was pretty cool looking, too. And I saw that you did give a special shout-out, a special thanks to Sasha George in your novel, and you said that she created a wonderful illustration for you. Did you guys give her, did you tell her what you wanted? Did you have in your mind what these characters were like, what they look like, and did you guide her and tell her what you wanted it to look like, or did you kind of just give her free range and let her creative juices flow? How did you guys come up together with the illustration? Because it's pretty cool looking.
Do you want to answer that, Nicole, or do you want me to go?
I'll go ahead and answer it. We'd actually kind of formatted one a little bit, what we wanted it to look like. Our characters, when we see our characters, we have certain ideas and what they're supposed to look like. Dario, when we envisioned him, we envisioned Jai Courtney, the actor Jai Courtney. When we envisioned Carrie, we envisioned Gemma Arterton.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of did a sample generation or generated version for her of them, but we kind of had to, tone it down, and she did a really good job iterating what we wanted on the book because it came out wonderful. That's kind of how we went about it. We just kind of did like a sample, and working with Sasha is awesome because I think she visualizes in her head, and you tell her something and she can pretty much, do it.
Nice.
I love her art, because it's amazing.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, because again, I just wondered about that. So nice. So she was able to format to your idea. And as you say that, you're telling me the names of the actors. I'm staring at the cover now, going, okay, you know what? I can see that now. I can kind of see, because I'm looking at it, but I can kind of see that. That's actually really cool. It came out really nice because it collaborates now. Now that you said the names, it shows. So it does show that collaboration. That's awesome. Now, so can you tell, like, all the fans out there, anybody out there listening, where can people find your books? Where can they find all your information for this?
You can buy the book online through Amazon or through Barnes & Noble, as well as Kindle.
Nice. And now, before we close also, I always like to ask other authors or musicians, any other artists out there, if there's anything, of course, you would like to add and maybe tell your fans out there, but also if there's something that you have maybe for another inspiring author out there, somebody who was also once in your footsteps, struggling with the idea of doing this and putting it to, putting their words to paper and putting their stories to paper. What would you tell them now that you're at this point, with this, awesome novel already out on the market, you've done a lot of other writing, what would you tell other people struggling?
Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. If you have a passion inside of you and you feel it and it's strong, you need to grab hold of it and you need to do it. Don't be scared, because it is a scary thing. It took us, Jamie, 10, 11 years to actually put a story into a book. The feeling, once it was published and once it was out and people could actually pick up a copy of the book, it was the most amazing feeling. You feel like you are on top of the world. It is the biggest accomplishment, and no matter what obstacles you have to jump over, whatever hurdles, you just have to do it. You have to dig in and you have to do it.
Yeah, I agree. For a very long time, people would tell us, you need to write a book, you need to write a book. Then, it took some encouragement from some other people and also other authors to actually get us to do this. And a lot of it was fear of failure, I guess, that you didn't want to put it out there. But at the same time, you're proud of your writing and you want other people to be able to enjoy it. Can't let your fears hold you back. You just got to do it. Either people will love it or hate it, and it doesn't matter because you enjoyed it.
You know what? That's exactly right. I totally understand that whole fear of putting your work out there, and other people say that too, and it's like you do want to have your work out there because this is something, if you have a passion for, you should do that. And it is hard. It is very hard. A lot of people do tell me they struggled when they started out, and a lot of people say they do have that fear when they're first starting out. But once you're past that fear and you do it, it really can make that difference. And now these are the people saying, hey, you guys take that chance. So I think that's wonderful, fantastic. It's great advice for anybody else trying to break out into whatever field that they want, to just go for it. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking with us. I really do appreciate that you took the time to talk to us. I do enjoy speaking with other writers just to get other writers' perspectives on things. And I do look forward to finishing this book and any other books that you might have. I am an avid reader as well, and so I really do appreciate it. So once again, this is Dilly Briggs. I am with the Subject Press, and I am speaking with amazing co-authors of the new novel, Stone, A Meeting on the Battlefield, with Miss Nicole Shay and Jamie Pennington. And I just want to thank you ladies so much for all of your time. Before we go, is there any last little thing that you would like to add for anybody, just in case we kind of didn't touch on anything, and there's something you would like to just say to fans, maybe, perhaps?
I think I would like to mention that we are going to put out a different kind of novel that's based in the supernatural realm, and I think it's going to really shock some people that we're writing something on this criteria.
Ooh, so we just got a sneak, a little sneak peek.
Look forward to that.
Yeah. Oh, that would be very interesting. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Before we go, could I possibly get you ladies to say your name and just say that to our listeners out there, you're listening to us on the Subject Press? That would be fantastic.
Yes, my name is Jamie Pennington, and you're listening to our interview on the Subject Press.
My name's Nicole Shay, and you're listening to our interview on the Subject Press. Totally rocks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this, ladies. And again, this is Subject Press. Make sure to check out Stone, A Meeting on the Battlefield, and anytime you see the name Jamie Pennington or Nicole Shay, you make sure to pick up that book. Or movie. Go see the movie. You never know. It'll get turned into movies. Thank you so much, ladies. You have a wonderful morning.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.